Sa isang bansang puno ng ingay ng politika at kontrobersya, sino ang nagsasabi ng totoo? Sino ang nasa panig ng bayan? Welcome to Bayang Pinas, ang news channel na hindi takot maglatag ng katotohanan. Dito, pinag-uusapan natin ang mga isyong may kinalaman sa kinabukasan mo, politika, pamahalaan at ang tunay na kalagayan ng ating bansa. Hindi kami bayad, hindi kami bulag. Sa Bayang Pinas, ang boses ng mamamayan ang tunay na headline. Kaya kung sawang-sawa ka na sa mga baluktot na impormasyon at scripted na kwento, dito ka na. Dito sa Bayang Pinas, tayo ang bantay at boses ng bayan. Kung gusto mong manatiling mulat at informed, don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe dahil sa panahon ngayon, ang kaalaman ay kapangyarihan. Ito ang Bayang Pinas, balitang totoo, pusong makabayan para sa sambayanang Pilipino. Tara na't alamin ang tunay na balita.
Sinungaling ka! Sinungaling ka! Sinungaling ka!
He is not a head of some reputable business. He has no profession. And it was discovered that he lied, that he graduated from Princeton or Oxford.
Ano po yung ibinigay sa inyo?
Certificate.
Na kayo ay...
This is to certify that Ferdinand Marcos has completed BA degree in social science.
Is it a BA degree, sir? Nakita ko doon ang sinulat ng Oxford is...
We can confirm that a Ferdinand Marcos matriculated at the University of Oxford in 1975 to read for a BA in philosophy and economics. According to our records, he did not complete his degree, but he was awarded a special diploma in social studies in 1978.
Palit ako ng kurso. Sabi ko, politics, philosophy, and economics yan. Sabi ko, ang bagsak naman ito lagi, politics eh.
Pero is a special diploma and a degree the same?
Well, I suppose there are differences, but ang ending nun is that it is a bachelor's.
Still, he won the presidency. And so there we have it. What he didn't expect, what he didn't plan for, is that he was going to be president of a poor country. A country that needed a president who was not only hardworking, even if not brilliant, but honest and dedicated. Because what the Filipinos feared the most was an economic disaster under Bongbong Marcos.
The Philippine government's total outstanding debt soars to a fresh all-time high.
The Philippine government's total outstanding debt soars to a fresh all-time high.
The Philippine government's debt balloons to a new record high in October.
But we waited to see if he was up for the job. After all, he wanted it. Ito na yung saying na, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. So when he became president, he was overwhelmed with the task because he's never really had to work very hard. Come on. When he was Vice Governor of Ilocos Norte and he did not pay his taxes, his income taxes, which is why, in my opinion, in his Comelec case for disqualification, I rendered my opinion, which of course my vote was not counted, that he was disqualified from running for office because he was convicted 2 times for a crime involving moral turpitude, which is not paying his income taxes while he was governor. Because, you know, during martial law, they could do anything they wanted. Nobody was looking. Nobody could protest. People who went against Ferdinand Marcos ended up disappearing or dead. Now, my friends in the left still have very vivid memories of martial law.
Hindi maaalis sa akin yung ginawa sa akin. Dahil tao naman ako, bakit ganyan ang ginawa nila? Yung hayop nga, dapat hindi gawin na ganun eh. Pero tao. Kaya sabi ko nga, si Marcos hindi tao.
Oh, back to Bongbong.
Bata pa lamang kami ni Bongbong. Alam na ng buong pamilya ang problema sa kanya.
If he has been on he was 12 and he became president at 64, you can imagine all these many years of and what does it do to you? I do not have any addiction, but I asked friends who were on cocaine, and they said that the thing with cocaine is that it gives you a dopamine hit. So you get a quick high, but it will only last you for 15 minutes. And because it's only going to be for 15 minutes, you want more and more and more. So they end up, till morning. And coupled with alcohol, that's a deadly combination. Now, I don't know if you can flush that out of your system by going somewhere abroad and detoxifying your system. I don't know. But how many times in 3 years did we hear that somebody in Malacanang went abroad for whatever, or that took a break, or only from the public view. Because the difference between then and now is that he's president. He cannot hide from the people. He cannot hide from the cabinet. So he always has to, perform. I met him when he was senator. He moved like Ferdinand Marcos. He tried hard to sound like Ferdinand Marcos. But when I saw him in the first 6 months in office as president, the difference was more than significant. Bongbong was stuttering.
Ako lang naman ang gumawa ng Twitter is its own by themselves, is a private company.
He went like Amano.
Makita maya yung kayo ay mag-alamano.
His jaw was loose. He was incoherent, even when he was in public. My apologies to those who have Tourette's syndrome. And there's the difference. That was only the first 6 months. Now we're on the third. And when he took over, our economy was not good, but it wasn't that bad. The second part of my talk, I'll show you how bad. Now, what's troubling about having a president who is on, by the way, it will cost you 6,000 pesos per gram. So that's, I don't know how much that is per kilo, because they have to use so many grams a day, and even up to morning, without eating. When they stop, snort. I was told that these addicts binge. In the Philippines, okay, is prevalent. We just don't hear about it as much as shabu. Why? Because it's the rich people who are on and, it's okay with them because it's part of their lifestyle. Lifestyle ka dyan. Kung ka, kahit gaano ka kagwapo, gaano ka katalino, gaano ka kayaman, wala ka. You cannot make good decisions. You cannot be in your right mind all waking hours. Ito pa, balita ko, yung mga nagwa-wife swapping yan eh.
Nako!
Girlfriend swapping.
Nako po!
Ano? Di ba totoo? Kaya kayong mayayaman kayo. Huwag nyo nga kaming etchos-etchos.
Nako?
We're rich. Bull. You're on cook. You're addicts. You don't say, I only take it once a week. Etchos, once a week ka dyan. Huwag nagkukuk. You cannot stop. That's what I was told by drug and recovering addicts and recovered drug addicts. Abay, mas okay pa sa inyo ang mga mentally ill people eh. Because they have no choice. Kayo may mga choice kayo. Tsaka ang yayaman nyo. Alam mo, noon hindi ko napansin yan eh. Hindi ko masyadong pinag-uusapan yan. Until BBM ran for president. At takot ako. Tinilabutan ako. Although nobody said it up front that they had personal knowledge. Until Senator Amy Marcos came out. It was common knowledge. And even barkada, they all know. Ibang circles, in the circle nila ng mga rich people, it was common knowledge. Kinilabutan ako. We're gonna have a president? Cocaine addict? Ninervyos ako. Pero sabi ko, baka naman. Because, you always hope for the country. Pero, what did Amy Marcos say? Now that he's hindi na tama ang mga desisyon niya.
Yung bisyo niya na ang dahilan ng pagbaha ng korupsyon, kawalang direksyon, at maling-maling mga desisyon. Walang accountability, wala nang hustisya.
Sabi pa ni Amy, Bongbong, Bongit, ikaw pa ba yan?
Minsan, napapatanong ako sa sarili ko, ikaw pa ba yan? Si Bongbong ba talaga yung nakikita ko?
Because my friends, countrymen and countrywomen, what sets our president apart from all of us is the great responsibility to take care of all Filipinos, to make sure that our lives, especially the poor, are in good hands during calamities, floods, earthquakes, hunger. That's a major, major responsibility that Bongbong Marcos has never had before. He didn't have to choose his clothes, even. And that, I think, he could not bear. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. The way I saw him deteriorating in public appearances, wow. I said, this man is not gonna last another 3 years. Will the Filipinos last another 3 years with Bongbong Marcos? Let's talk about that later. His rumored drug addiction was very obvious, such that in the campaign for Leni Robredo, you will remember that I went up the stage in several rallies. I was the only party list nominee who was invited to go up the stage in Leni Robredo's rallies in Cabanaba, and where I said,
Hindi kami bangag! Hindi kami bangag! Hindi kami bangag! Hindi kami bangag!
Hindi ako bangag. Si BBM bangag. Which is a, common term, di ba? We even use it as a joke. Ano ka ba? Bangag ka ba? At hindi ka nagfo-focus dyan, di ba? Pero, kayong mga bumoto sa kanya, nagsisisi man kayo ngayon o hindi, alam nyo na. Saan tayo patutungo nito? Sa 3 taon pa na si Bongbong Marcos ang ating presidente. Kaya pa ba niya? Planing na siya eh. Kaya pa ba niya? Kaya pa ba niya na half of the Filipinos, according to a survey, are suffering from hunger or have experienced hunger? Kaya pa ba niya na more than 2 million Filipinos are unemployed? Kaya pa ba niya na wala ng foreign direct investments no matter how many times he goes abroad and pretends that he can attract foreign investments? Kaya pa ba ng mga Pilipino? Kaya pa ba natin to? Ang gutom? Ang kawalang saklolo pag baha? Lindol? Kaya pa ba natin na absentee ang ating presidente at hindi natin mapapagkatiwalaan? Kaya pa ba ni Bongbong Marcos ang susunod na 3 taon ng mga problema ng bansa? Ang tanong sa atin, sa mga Pilipino, kaya pa ba natin tiisin ito? Kaya pa ba ni Bongbong Marcos ang next 3 years kung ganyan ang state ng mental state niya, tsaka state of health niya, at tsaka state ng kanyang paranoia? Kaya pa ba niya in 3 years? What keeps him going, do you think? No? Kung hindi talaga serve the people ang kanyang motto, what really keeps him going is self-gratification. Nakita mo naman yung taong lumaki sa Maragya, di ba? Wala nang kailangan magtrabaho or purpose in life, hindi ba? Kasi ang laki din naman ng pressure, no? Di ba? Tatay mo si Ferdinand Marcos, number 1 sa bar. Parang, di ba? Grabe naman pressure yun. Kaya ganyan yan, si BBM. Ha? Ito na naman, sa psychiatrist na naman ako. Let's back to the figure, bro. Go back to the figures, ha? Tingnan nyo kung kaya pa to ni BBM. Foreign direct investments bagsak by 40.5% this year. So, ng 2022, net foreign direct investments, US dollars 9.2 billion. 2024, 8.93 billion. August 2025, todo bagsak, 494 million. Abay, kung negosyo ito sarado nyo na yung tindahan nyo. Sobra naman lugi ito. Ano ang foreign direct investment, di ba? Yun yung mga nagpapasok ng capital dito sa ating bansa na galing sa labas. Example, yung mga gagawa ng mga factory dito. O kaya magtatayo ng mga hotel dito galing sa labas ng bansa ang mga kapital. 40.5% ang bagsak, halos kalahati. Bakit? Hindi ba klaro pa? Klaro na yan. Obvious na yan, dahil sa corruption, which is already world famous na tayo. Mr. President, world famous ka na. This is the worst country sa corruption. Sa corruption index ngayon, rank 33 na ang Philippines. O, di ba? Valedictorian ka talaga, BBM. Rank 33 sa 100 countries, ha? Top 33 sa corruption. Pero hindi lang yun. We are a poor country. We are a poor country, tapos mataas yung corruption, tapos yung mismong gumagawa ng budget natin, which is Congress, yung mismong magnanakaw sa flood control lang. Ang total ng mga infra at saka flood control, saka substandard na mga projects dahil sa kickbackan. Di ba ang total nila is around 1.9 trillion? Oh, ang laki nun ha! Kasi ang budget mo sa GAA is around what, 6 trillion for this year? Pero magkano doon ang binabayad mo sa utang? Dapat bayaran yung mga utang eh. Hindi pwedeng hindi bayaran ng utang. Kasi pag hindi mo binayaran ng utang, hindi ka na makakautang uli. And that's Secretary Recto say, out of 2.7 trillion na uutangin natin this year, 2.6 trillion of that will go to the operations of the government. Abay, mauutang pala kayo para lang isweldo nyo at papaanda rin tong gobyernong korap na ito. Abay, magsasara nga kayo. Tapos, mga tao, pababayarin nyo. Dagdag na naman ang tax. Government workers, employees, are paying what? On the average, 32%? Flat. Yung mayayaman, nakaka-cover pa ngayon dahil sa korporasyon nila. Pero, mga government employees, you cannot hide from the 32%. Tapos, nanakawin nyo lang. Hindi pa nangyari ito eh. Noon, kikickback din sila. I'm sure, di ba? Time ni Digong, time ni GMA, time ni Pinoy, nagkikickbackan din itong mga congressman na ito eh. Pero now, malala na sila. Unbridled, greed. Congress became a marketplace. That's what some Congress people told me. Imagine, you see them around. They're all walking around, visiting each other while the session is going on. What do you think they talk about? Whispering. Yung pala eh. Yung meron kang allocation dun sa 900,000. Bilhin ko na lang yan sa'yo. Bigyan na lang kita ng 10%. No sweat ka na. Tapos may contractor na siya na naghihintay dyan. Ito namang DPWH, bago pa mag-submit ng budget nila or National Expenditure Program sa DBM and Congress, naka-embed na ang 30% na kickbackan dyan. So, everything is overpriced. That's what Leandro Legarda also disclosed, di ba? And DBM knows that. The secretary knew that. Pero ano magagawa mo kung ang Speaker of the House ay pinsang buo ng presidente? And sabi ni Chavit Singson,
nung inimbita ako, Unity, akala ko nilinisin na lang pangalan nila. Hindi, nilampasan pa niya ang tatay niya eh.
Boy, nalamangan mo pa ang tatay mo. Bongga ka. Sa 27 years or so ng tatay mo, ganito lang ang nakuha niya. Ikaw, 3 taon pa lang. Bongga ka. Because the difference between Ferdinand Marcos then and Ferdinand Marcos Jr. now is Martin Luther King Romualdez. That's the difference. Because Bongbong is, is submissive. He's soft, in other words. Diba? Sabi nga, mabait nga. Kasi, diba, he's parang meek. Diba? Sa English, meek. Here comes his first cousin who will promise him na ako ang backer mo. Ako ang kapitan, di ba? I will be your whip. O, di ba? So, that's the scenario. Happy naman si Bongbong because he doesn't have to lift a finger. Ang karakitan, ginawa na ni Martin Luther King. Kasama, of course, si Saldi Ko at lahat ng mga congressman dyan at congresswomen na mga korap. Mga magnanakaw kayo. Ang sabi ni Vince Dizon, mga hayop.
Ito yung sinasabi ng ating Pangulo, na talagang ito, kahayupan na ito. Hindi tao to mga taon to.
Kung sa Ilonggo pa, mga animal. O hurnal ka mo, mga wayhuya. Wala kayong hiya. Bakit naman sila mahiya? Naging parang merkado. Sabi nga ng isang friend ko, naging Olympic Games. Nung paramihan ng kurakot. Grabe, pabilisan ng proud pa sila. Kaya yung flood control projects, ghost. Kung meron man, substandard. What do you expect? 30% ba naman ang kickback? Siyempre, ang materyales, substandard. Ito, insertions. Di ba? Ang sabi ni Diskaya, ang mga insertions, bawat congressman na naglalagay ng insertion, may 5%.
Nako po.
Abay bongga. Kaya kayo insertion na insertion pala. Insertion ginagawa nila sa BICAM. Yung meeting ng Senate Finance Committee tsaka House of Representatives Finance Committee. May small committee din doon sa House of Reps. Tapos pagkatapos na pasa nila yung budget doon, aakyat na sa Senado. Tapos magba-bicameral conference na bago na ipasa ng final. Diyan, hindi pwedeng si Senator Grace po ay magsabing wala siyang kinalaman dyan.
Malaki talaga ang binabayad natin at nakakagalit yung mga nangyayari. Kaya bato-bato sa langit talaga.
Kasi bakit si Saldico sa Appropriations Chair ng House of Representatives may kinalaman? Eh yung Senate Finance Committee Chair pa kaya? Sagutin niya. Kung hindi totoo, sagutin niya. Kasi nakakapaghinala dahil tumakbong party list ang anak niya. Kaya, yan ang problema sa political dynasty. Ang hirap talaga, gaya ni Bongbong at ni Martin. Gusto talaga till the end of time, yung mga anak nila, kamag-anak nila, lahat pipwesto. Para ano? Para ano? Not only for power, but for money. How much money? They don't care if you are hungry. They don't care if the poor do not get health care. They don't care if children die because they cannot have surgery in the Philippine General Hospital or the Heart Center. They don't care if you don't have jobs. 2 million Filipinos are unemployed. They don't care. 14 million Filipino families are hungry. Bongbong and Martin do not care. They talk about giving away all these funds as if it's theirs. Diba? Kita nyo naman si Martin, no? Bongga pa. Yung parang, yay! Gaganon-ganon pa siya, diba? Oh, 5,000 pesos! Ginawa pang rapol-rapol yung pera natin. Hayop kayo. Bayad kami ng bayad ng tax. Tapos ginaganyan nyo. Tapos pag nabuking kayo, masama pa kami. Politika lang kami. Politika, kaya kami ganyan. May pinapanigan kami. Tingnan mo. Nasaan si Martin Romualdez ngayon? Di ba? He's nowhere to be found. Anong klaseng investigation committee yan? Yung ICI? Nag-excuse me si Romualdez, payag naman sila? Ba, gusto pa pumunta sa ibang bansa, magpapagamot daw? Ano bang sakit mo? Sakit-sakatin ang kamay ang sakit mo wala namang gamot dyan. Dito ka lang magpagamot, pwede na yan. Ngayon, mga kababayan, sino ang dapat managot? Yan ang tinatanong natin sa mga rally. Bakit hanggang ngayon wala pang mananagot? Kasi si Martin Romualdez ang tinutukoy na mastermind ni Saldico. Yun. Kaya nila pinaalis si Saldico. Ako, I believe Saldico. Ako, I believe Gotesa kasi nag-corroborate sila ng statement ni Saldico na nag-deliver sila ng pera. Mali-maleta at ilang sasakyan na pera sa bahay ni Romualdez. At sabi ni Saldico, sa bahay ni Bongbong Marcos mismo at sa Malacanang. Saka yung 100 billion in insertions, sabi ng mga tagapagtanggol ni BBM, bakit pa niya i-insertion yung 100 billion na yan dun sa BICAM? Kayang-kaya na namang ipasok yun sa NEP. Yung scenario ganito, tapos na yung NEP, na-realize niya, aba, wala pala siya. Sila lang kikita, siya hindi kikita. So kaya, inutusan niya. Ngayon si DBM Secretary Amina, sabihin mo kay Saldico, 100 billion sa akin, 25% kickback, 20 billion. Then Saldi said that he asked the two undersecretaries in Malacanang if it's really the order of the president. And they said yes. And then he asked Martin Luther King Romualdez if this is true. And what did Martin Luther King Romualdez say? What the president wants, the president gets. Meaning he confirmed it. Saldico, atsoy lang yun ni Romualdez. Tingnan mo naman itsura. Milyonaryo, bilyonaryo na kontraktor doon. Gusto pa ng more money, kaya nag-party list. Yan dapat yung anti-political dynasty law. Ipasa nyo na yan, Speaker D. Tsaka ako, gusto ko yung ginagawa mo. Kahit ikaw din, numero 1 ka rin may political dynasty dyan. Pero, nanggagaling sa'yo. Hindi ko lang alam anong itsura ng political dynasty law na yan. It is mangled to death. No? But, at least, it's a start, diba? Dahil dyan, sa 2025 election na yan, kaya tayo ninanakawan ng todo. nitong Martin Luther King at ng administration ni BBM. Kaya nagsalita na sila ngayon. Hindi natin i-excuse si Saldico. Mananagot din siya. Pero naniniwala ba ako sa kanya? Yes, naniniwala ako sa kanya. And I hope that he stays alive and that there will be some way that he can